Okay, so we are now live. Hi, everybody. My name's Tracy Forsyth. I'm the founder of Fasttrack to Fearless, which is a virtual academy devoted to empowering people with 100% career confidence and fearless leadership skills. And I'm delighted to be joined by one of my one-to-one private clients, Steve McIntyre, who worked with me a year or so ago. Hello, Steve.
Hello, Tracy. How are you?
Thank you. And thank you very much for allowing me to drag you onto
Nervously onto your live broadcast. Yes, there we go.
onto my live broadcast. And really, I just thought you would be brilliant because you made me laugh after we had finished coaching, because you did a little testimonial for me and you said that you had been previously scathing about the notion of coaching. So could you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, really, I was scathing about the notion that, you could speak to somebody who would ultimately, help alleviate all those kind of terrifying fears that you get about yourself and your abilities. Imposter syndrome, I guess that's what everybody would call it. And I used to suffer from it greatly. I don't think it's particularly apparent to other people, but obviously internally it was a pretty strong feeling. So
yes,
before I spoke to you, and I really, because I guess the reason I was scathing about it, because I think it's so widespread, and the notion that you could just speak to one person and you would somehow be pulled through that. I thought, nah, no chance.
Yeah. And yet I'm glad that we work together, because, and I also want to point out that you are somebody who, when you came to coaching, was hugely successful already as a global project manager, building and overseeing just extraordinary projects around the world. So it's not like, you weren't already doing an important job. You had many.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's the true. It's like, a lot of people who suffer from self-doubt are hugely successful. That's the thing, and you always think, oh, it's other people that have it all together. And actually everybody's going around with self-doubt, or a lot of people are. And one of the things that I think we worked on together was how to use all your myriad of multiple talents in a way to kind of just give you like that pitch, that very simple, in a nutshell pitch. Can you tell us? Can you tell us a little bit about that process? We used a process that I'm teaching in my Sell Yourself Fearlessly Without Feeling Like an Imposter.
Yeah, it's the sort of elevator pitch.
Yes.
Again, which was hugely helpful in the end, but very difficult to actually get through. So really, what it is it's taking a whole range of information, stuff you can do, things you've done, and in a way kind of pinpointing and verbalizing it, which I found very difficult. I still find quite difficult. I'll probably have to refer to the pyramid if I find it on my screen, which I don't. But really, it's just it's set out in stages, isn't it? I think so you've got anecdotal stories, and then heading towards, your strap line at the top of your pyramid. Yes. And I think it took us months to actually get there, because it's just picking out bits and pieces. So the point of it is, you get the lift, you've got 2 minutes, you've got to sell yourself to one person you've never met before. And in that 2 minutes, you've got to compress everything you've done potentially over 25 years into, a 2-minute pitch. So yeah, very helpful. Although, like I say, I'd have to refer to it on screen.
Yes, well, you're not using your pitch. Well, and you were just telling me just before we came on screen that you were like doing some extraordinary projects. So it must be you must
be. Now I just go straight to the top, and I just say, I'm very good. You need me. That's it.
Well, actually, I mean, and that is what coaching does. I remember the other thing I was going to say is that as part of this course, I'm doing like a little bonus course, which is really relevant to you. It's like how to use feedback to create a fantastic profile. And do you remember we worked on that about you section, which effectively is your kind of elevator pitch. And
Yeah, I've had a huge amount of positive feedback about that actually LinkedIn profile. And again, what you helped do was to do something I would never have thought about before, which is not even mention what your title is, what your job is, and really it's just a strap line about what you do and what you can do. And like I say, a lot of positive feedback on that profile, a lot of positive feedback. Very happy with it.
Good. And I think because that's the thing, it's about thinking about that profile is that it has to encapsulate, you know, what is it that you do and what is it that you love to do, but what's the impact on other people? Because essentially it's a marketing tool. So people want to know what problems you solve. But the other thing that I think you were struggling with, and a lot of people struggle with, is how to describe yourself in that about you section. And so one of the things that we did, I don't know whether you remember, is that we got testimonials. We looked at what people had said about you and used that language in your profile.
Yeah, and I mean that I found that very, very difficult to actually take on board, where somebody says something good about you, and you actually take that line and use it in your about section. A lot of the time, I mean, you know what I was like when I was doing it. Things that people say about you embarrass you. You're embarrassed to actually, you know, it's almost like you don't want to admit you can do that. But yeah, that was great. That was a great help.
Yeah, because people had said some amazing, glowing things. If anybody wants to check it out, it's Stephen McIntyre on LinkedIn. Check out his profile, because we, you know, and the words that he's written there are based on this method. And I think because what you realize is that, because if we are self-critical overachievers, which is pretty much everybody that I work with, I was one, and now I'm not so self-critical. But you know, you don't see yourself in the way that you're much more critical about yourself than other people are of you. So somebody else would see this, and clearly did see this amazing, effective, you know, a person who could go into any kind of situation and sort it out on time, on budget, deliver it, no matter how complex. But it's not a way that you would naturally think to speak of yourself. But if you get all those testimonials and you use the language and the descriptive words that they use in your own profile, it's factually correct, because like so many other people have said about you, and two, you're kind of maximizing the describing yourself in a way that you have proven to other people. So it makes for a really fantastic profile. It's such a simple way of helping you create that fantastic profile.
I couldn't agree more. I think it is very helpful.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, listen, Steve, that was wonderful. Is there anything else you would, to other skeptics out there, to other people who are scathing about the notion of coaching, etc., can I have a final word from you, or final bit of advice?
Well, I think it's just this, really. It's a great platform. Well, I have to say, first of all, maybe potentially it's just lucky I found you, Tracy. I don't know, I've never spoke to anybody else, but I think that find the right person, and it's just a really good platform to kind of, like, you know, analyze what you're doing. I mean, it's more, and it's not only about work, it's lifestyle, you know, working on a work lifestyle balance, which is, you know, in this day and age is so difficult. So I would suggest that it's a very, very good thing to do. And in fact, since I've done the sessions, I've actually told people that, you know, on a few occasions.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And actually, it's been such fun to work with you, and you do such an amazing, extraordinary job. So I really do urge anybody who's watching to go and check out Steve's profile, Stephen McIntyre, on LinkedIn, and look at the projects that he's done all over the world, huge, complex installations and museums and all of that kind of thing. And it's crazy to think that somebody of your talents would ever have any kind of imposter syndrome, or, you know,
as you say, I think a lot of us do. A lot of us do.
We do, but there's a way to get over it. So everybody, if you're interested, this is these are the subjects of my first course, Sell Yourself Fearlessly Without Feeling Like an Imposter. It is on special offer until Thursday, end of Thursday. It is it's at a price that you will never get it again. Plus it comes with that bonus course on how to use feedback to create a fantastic profile. But
good title,
now,
by the way.
Say that again.
Good title.
Good title, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we are on the fast track to fearless, and I'm very, very motivated to empower as many people as I can, talented people, to really get rid of that burden of self-doubt and perceived limitation, because it's holding too many people back from doing and achieving amazing things. So, Stephen, I just want to say thank you so much for being dragged on screen with me. I really appreciate it. And everybody, you should know that Stephen says he's not very good at public speaking and all that kind of thing. But so
I'm not. That's our next session.
I've used this as homework. Yeah. All right, Stephen. Okay. Thank you so much. And I'm going to end the broadcast now.
Okay.
But